Hi, my name is Danny Tess. I'm a program coordinator at the Victoria Immigrant and Refugee Center Society. The people that I work with are immigrant and refugee children and youth. So that's the demographic that we focus with. I find that our work is very preventative, and what we try to do is eliminate barriers to newcomer Canadians. So we try to get them integrated back into society by providing options, education, and any sort of forms of tools or skills for them to just get back and contribute to Canadian society. So with the Equitas group and the different tools such as Play It Fair and Speaking It Rights, what I find really beneficial is when you work with the immigrant and refugee population, a lot of them have already some rights violated, and so when they come from either a war-torn country or things that happen at home that displace them to move to Canada. So using the tool allows us to really use the fundamentals that are taught to really make things more inclusive for everyone. And so I think the tool has come for us, for me personally, in experiences where there was some tensions between religious or any sort of ethnicity. And so to use human rights principles to de-escalate the situation, to come to a common ground is a great baseline for that. And for me personally, understanding human rights for children, for youth, and having a binding article like that allows us to also have binding with the youth and to just expose this education about human rights, which a lot of people know. So the work is fantastic, and without this tool, I don't, it makes my life easier, it makes my work easier, and so it's a good professional and youth engagement tool for us. So yeah, really love it.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Reddy. I work for the Engaged Immigrant Youth Program at the Vancouver School Board. I have the privilege of working primarily with immigrant and refugee youth ages 15 to 19. These students come to us not because they're immigrant and refugee youth, but because they're experiencing challenges to graduating before turning 19. A lot of the work we do is, it aims to keep these kids in school, and so they're dealing with issues of trauma, of separation, isolation, involuntary migration to Canada, and issues related to settlement and integration. So Speaking Rights has been a really important part of our project, because when we started we didn't have the mechanisms in place to actually understand a lot of the violations that these students have experienced, but also the tools to get them to start talking about some of the experiences they've had. So the way we've used Speaking Rights is actually in pieces, and that's been really good for us without compromising the baseline of our program. We're able to inject it where necessary. And we've actually had other partners come up to us and ask us for the resources, which is great because we're happy to share it, and because there aren't any copyright issues with it, we're able to share it freely without a guilt-free share. And so what we've noticed with the youth is that because the material is really interactive and it was obviously made with a participatory approach, that the students can interact with it in a way that is free and open. So it's a safe space to talk about any issues you might have or stereotypes you might have about certain issues. And then it opens up that space to have dialogue with youth workers that they trust. So we're not, inviting outside facilitators to talk about sometimes really touchy personal issues for students. So I've had a really good pleasure working with Speaking Rights and also with the facilitators to learn about the different tools and techniques to use when trying to promote discussion, but also when trying to take that discussion to the next level and getting students to impact their own communities with their own projects and inspiring that mode of action, and then of course getting them involved in more citizenship activities that make them more connected to their school and community, which helps us reach our overall goal of keeping these kids in school. So thank you for the opportunity.
Hi, my name is Sophie Hooper-Dijkhausen. I am a youth worker with the South Vancouver Neighbourhood House, and I work with mainly new immigrant youth. And how I have used Speaking Rights to aid in my facilitation is to approach discussion topics that may not be otherwise approachable. And it has proved to be a fun tool to open up discussion with these youth around some not so approachable topics.
Hi, my name is Laura Rhodes. I live in Lillooet and I work for the Friendship Center. In partnership with the Restorative Justice Program, we do Speak It Rights in the high school, and it has been wonderful. It's been a really good fit. The kids have really responded well to it. There's been a decrease in bullying in the schools, and there's also been an increase in some tolerance, and definitely an improvement in their knowledge of human rights and rights of the children.